What Harley Davidson would I not own? Would I not go and test ride? Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. On the back roads here, on the heroic Harley. Basically, almost getting back to my courier days. I'm riding out for 3 hours, then picking up a package and riding back for another 3 hours. As always, the heroic Harley is purring like a kitten, roaring like a lion, and cutting up the roads like it was no business. Absolutely brilliant bike, in the bends, on the straights, whatever. Lovely, 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 lovely. Now, as you know, I am quite the advocate of the sport glides, and I do love them, and I think they are the best Harley Davidson. That's why I bought one, right? You know, it stands to reason. But it's interesting that recently I've been getting quite a few emails from people who are buying sport glides again. There's I don't know if there's a new wave of people buying sport glides, but there's a lot of people buying them, and people are sending me emails asking me for my input, what I should do and everything. I'm always happy to oblige, of course. People are always asking me as well, you know, are you going to sell your sport glide? Are you changing? The fact of the matter is I just don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Because I like it so much. I love this bike so much. But I'm also thinking down the line. So I'm also thinking about something that's, you know, longer distance, touring, more of a all-round bike, just like this is, but maybe something different, maybe another Harley, that kind of thing. So as you know, I've been test riding lots of other different sorts of bikes. Harley Davidsons, of course, but other brands as well. Some are found brilliant, some are found not to my liking at all. And I made a video recently where I said I'm only test riding the bikes that I'm really interested in, or the ones that I'm interested in buying, or, you know, thinking for the future, and if they're suitable for me. But there are definitely some bikes and Harley Davidsons that I just cannot see myself buying or be interested in. But would I want to test ride them? Yes, but on a certain condition. Okay, let me just put it this way, right? Put two wheels in front of me, even three, but two wheels in front of me, whether it's a moped, scooter, Lambretta, sports bike, cruiser, tourer, ADV, whatever it is, dirt bike, motocross, it doesn't make a difference. Put two wheels in front of me, I know I immediately want to ride it. I just want to ride it. That's the kind of person I am. I don't really have favorites. I don't have brands. I just want to ride bikes, okay? Whatever it is. Now, when it comes to owning one or buying one, well, that's a totally different thing, isn't it? Because it really comes down to fine-tuning what kind of bike you really like, what you want to ride every day or every other day, that kind of thing. And we all know that. That's exactly the same for all of us. We've got to find a bike that suits us, right? In the way we ride and what we want out of it. Anyway, right, so I've been doing a lot of test riding, going into dealerships and explaining the situation. I'm not sure if I want to stay with the sport glide, whether I want to upstage it, whether I want to spend or throw £4,000 or £5,000 towards it, or whether I want to take the value of that bike and just go for another bike. Maybe another Harley, maybe a BMW, Kawasaki, whatever it is. Depends on the bike that I find. So all the bikes that I'm riding are the ones that I can see myself, that I'm genuinely interested in. Well, I'm interested for myself. Could I see myself riding them? Could I see myself buying one? And that's it. I'm only ever riding the ones that I'm genuinely interested in. I'm genuinely interested in either trading my bike or just buying another bike, whether it's used as in old or nearly new or brand new. These are bikes I'm genuinely interested in. But when it comes to Harley Davidsons, there are a few bikes that I can say, nah, not for me. And pretty much they all are in the Softail category of bikes. Because I've ridden the Tourers, I'm going to try and ride the Road Glide shortly. And I can see myself on those bikes. I can see that they hold some kind of interest for me. The Street Glide, yeah, I thought it was a good bike. I really liked it. I like the dials that are up there. The Road King Special, I thought it was a great bike. Loved the way it rode. The Road Glide, people keep on telling me, you got to ride that bike, you got to ride that bike. Okay, so yeah, I'm planning on doing so. I've ridden most of the Softails. I say, fantastic, love them. I've ridden the Revolution Max bikes. Yeah, I like them, you know, in certain ways I like them, but after riding them I don't think I would find myself owning them. So there's a difference, you know. I ride them because I think I'm interested in, yeah, maybe looking at buying one or investing in one or getting a used one, but after riding them I think, nah, not for me. But that's okay, at least I've answered the question, at least I've dotted the I and crossed the T, as it were. There are a few that I was always either on the fence about and never quite right, and this is on the M8 engines here I'm talking about. Okay, so the deluxe that it discontinued, I just wasn't sure if it was for me. That kind of appearance, the look of it I liked. It was just you know, the chrome, and the one that I saw had white wall tires, and it just wasn't for me. But I thought, you know, but I'd love to go and ride it, but I couldn't see myself owning it. Now, the other bike that I thought was really cool was the FXDR 114. And I thought, wow, what a great, but it had a pretty big fat tyre. But I could safely say that I would love to ride it, but there's no way I'd ever see myself owning one, unless somebody was giving it away, kind of thing. I wouldn't go into a dealership to say, I want to test ride that FXDR because, hey, I'm thinking about buying one. It's just not right. Now, the other bike in the Harley Davidson Softail lineup was the Breakout, the 114, and now the 117. Just can't see myself on those bikes. I just can't see it. So really, it's the Deluxe, FXDR, Breakout 114. I can't really see it. The other bike, and this is probably going to surprise you as well, which I feel I should have ridden by now, and I do want to ride it, but I can't see myself owning it, is the Fat Boy. I just can't see myself owning and riding a Fat Boy. Just can't see it. Now, of course, I'm purely talking about the looks of these things. I'm not talking about the way they ride, the way they handle, the suspension, the engine, none of that. It's purely, do I see myself owning those bikes? And the honest answer was no, I never did. But any other Harley, I could see myself going, yeah, I could see myself on that bike, riding it on a daily basis and owning one. But those four bikes in particular, I can never really see myself riding it. Would I want to ride them? Would I want to try them out? Absolutely, yes indeed. But could I see myself riding them? Could I see myself owning them? No, definitely not. And that's the way it is sometimes, isn't it? You might like a certain style of bike, or you might like a sort of range of bikes, but there's always going to be a couple here and there you think, nah, they're just not for me. Now, if I go into a dealership, let's say a Harley Davidson dealership, and they say, and I go in, I say, oh, I'd like to test ride that bike and test ride that bike because I'm not really sure. And that's what's been happening recently, really, because I'm going through my options. I'm being perfectly honest about what I want and what I may want or may not want. They may turn around to me and say, you know, have you ever ridden a Breakout 117? And I'll be, well, you know, I'm not really sure. They might say to me, hey, do you want to try one out? And all of a sudden I'd be like, well, yeah. So it's not the kind of bike that I would go into a dealership to ask, can I ride it? Because I want to potentially buy one. But if I'm in a dealership and they say, hey, Alf, do you want to have a go on that bike, see what you think? Then I'd be like, well, yeah, why not? I don't think it's for me, but you don't really know until you ride it, do you? Sometimes looking at a bike is different to actually being on a bike, isn't it? You get a different sensation. And sometimes you see yourself on a bike and you think, no, that's not for me, or you don't like the look of it. But when you're on the bike, it changes it completely. It either makes up your mind either way, or it kind of raises a few questions. So on my channel, as you know, I'm doing a lot of test riding bikes at the moment. I rode this and I rode that. And the reason is I'm either going to upstage my bike, I'm going to either throw £4,000 or £5,000 towards it, or I'm going to either get a quality used bike, you know, to fulfill all the other things that I'm missing, or trade it in and either get a newer Harley, a used one, or another brand like a BMW, Honda, whatever it is. I haven't made up my mind yet. But if I ever come out with a video of a breakout 114, 117 Deluxe, FXDR, Fat Boy, then you know that's basically what's happened. I've gone into a dealership and they've said, hey, fancy trying that one? And I'll be like, yes indeed, I do want to try that, thank you very much. Anyway, I thought I'd make this video because it's a glorious day. So I'm out on a long ride. I've got my desert boots on. Yeah, these are great for riding actually. I was given these a pair. These are ex-army surplus, and they're really cooling when you're riding. Amazing. They're designed for sand, of course, you know, so no sand will get in, but just so cooling, great for riding in these hot temperatures. Anyway, enough of that. I need to get back on the heroic Harley and head down the road and finish my mission for the day. But suffice to say, the search continues, and I'll always want to ride bikes. I'll always want to try different bikes because I just love two wheels, and I'm sure you are too. When it comes to owning one or thinking about owning one and test riding one that I really want to seriously consider buying, those 4 Harleys, I just can't see myself ever wanting to buy them. I'm not saying they're bad bikes. In fact, a couple of them, I think they're absolutely fantastic, but they're just not for me. And that's, you know, I think that's the same for all of us, isn't it? You look at a bike and say, yeah, it's nice, it's just not for me. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Anyway, I must go. I must go. Stop all that yammering. Right, anyway, on my way. Catch you again on another video coming very soon. Ta-da now.